On the other side of the map, the Pflanzmeister. Don't get that tower. Meanwhile, though, limps back on the Earthshaker. Trying to TP out. Is it enough damage? It is indeed. With another Quip Swarm.
I can only dream of such a day.
And it looks like I did bring down the kill bit per second a little bit, so slightly less quality. But at least I'm not dropping any frames anymore. So sorry about that. Again, I have no idea why it happened. Completely fine for the entirety of the first series. Let Blaze know as well. Hellraisers continuing to try and leverage this nighttime for Night Stalker. So far, E-Corp, they've been able to dodge it out and continue to farm. Out of this one team fight that they've been able to turn around the mids, the Hellraisers haven't really been able to get too much done. So now they're setting up for tier 1 tower of their own. Warriors in, but Evil Corporation, they feel it out, I guess. See a couple of heroes top, so they can feel very comfortable on a Flens with a catapult as well to trade for a tier 2. And this is not a deal for Hellraisers. They realize that as well. 33 trying to deal with this. He's gonna get some help from Palantimos, who still only has that Yasha to work with. J4 though also making the TP to the shrine. This commitment, they will not just be able to ensure that they still get the tier 1 top, their own catapult as well as NT continuing to push there, but also secure the tier 2. Eugene though, not the Invis who sees J4. Wants a little bit of extra help here. Oh, maybe not. Throws on call down. Throws on Rocket Barrage. He does tank the Static Storm. Another quick TPs towards the tier 1 tower. Don't want to try and turn this around. Pakeoli's there with the reset button. NT tossed across to the other side, but now with the fissure, with the rocket, there'll be enough time for Evil Corporation to turn things around. Not for Pakeoli though. For a TP. 33 would have been able to interrupt it if he went a little bit further out, so he was always going to die there. But at the very least, giving his life for the cause, yeah, and the cause, in this case, making sure that his teammates survive. It is and remains an important part about having a gyrocopter in the team, making sure it doesn't fall too far behind. Right now, he's right up there in terms of net worth with 33 as well as Palantimos. That's 6.5k market. The only one that's starting to surge ahead a little bit more is this Lifestealer with all of these kills. And now with the Blink Dagger on area, able to find another one. Shrine's not active. NT gets one Spirit Siphon off, but is it gonna be enough? Not quite. One last swipe from the Lifestealer will ensure the kill. Going for that classic build-up with the Desolator on the works now, but another Blink, another Crush. Oh, Fallen coming through, plus the Rocket to Palantimos. This one's Smite and Glimpse on the Gyrocopter, still setting up for yet another kill on a very important target indeed. Hellraisers kind of being picked apart here. One by one, and now the entirety of EC in this middle lane will also mean that they will secure the tier 1 tower on top of that.
Radiant structures are fortified.
The Desolator, as just mentioned, one of the classic builds on a Lifestealer. Crazy amounts of minus armor, and I was talking about the Blink Daggers and Slaughter earlier as well. Once he has that, he can feel powerful, and well, these last two pickups have done anything, then it is show exactly that. Being all Blink Daggers though, Earthshaker, does he have his now flying out on Courier? Good, and he has indeed. So E-Corp there in this very strong timing, and Hellraisers not quite ready to deal with it. DP, NT is going back for the Midas rather than going for a defensive item like a Yule's. So he's always going to be vulnerable to these kind of initiations. We do have the mechanism on Darks here, plus the Medallion of Curse also going straight for the Solar Crests. So he will provide some sort of defensive utility. You still have that Wombo combo, right? Vacuum into Disruptor ultimate, as well as a Tiny coming in who is struggling to finish up the Sanjin Yasha. He'll have it now. But no Shadow Blade, no Blink Dagger or Fall Staff or any sort of mobility item in that fashion. Can make it very hard for them to actually find that and get the damage out at the same time. E-Corp, with this being ahead like this, they can also start to go into these defensive items to make that not even a viable option. Ryogen almost has enough money for that BKB. That'll put a stop to anything that Hellraisers can do in that regards. And then you have to rely on the Exorcism connecting doing a lot of damage as well as Tiny not being kited around. And not
Dire's
having a
top
BKB
tower is
himself,
under attack.
it's gonna be very hard. So if Ill Corporation plays this out correctly, then they should be good to continue to do whatever they want. Right now, they kind of give this tier 2 up for free though. A little bit slow in their own movements. They were looking for a gank with the lifesteal infested into Slaughter, but he spent a lot of time in it right now. At some point you just hit that moment where it's not really worth it. You just feel like you're wasting a lot of time, and when Flensmaster drops out, also the time when Smoke Gank will connect Milan. Let's have that extra night vision. So we did see Slaughter, well he couldn't really see him back. Wonder if this is one of these games where he goes for the extra night vision talent. Would be interesting for sure.
Dire are scanning.
Because normally it's one of these things that the Night Stalker relies upon. With these kind of smoke ganks. Smoke breaks, but the enemy can't really see you anyway because they're out of vision. It's still gonna be 10 levels until he has to make that choice. Meanwhile, another infest is not available here. Used to heal up or something? I don't know. Not 100% sure. Both teams just trying to find each other by the looks of it now. Trying to get some vision out. This is one Radiant Wards and dice at jungle. This one in mid. The other side we have this one that's about to
Dire's
expire,
middle
and
tower is under attack.
this one defensive ward that's recently plopped down. And Ryujin's he was trying to bait out, Kaoli sitting behind him, but Milan scouting in with a bit of a flyby. Yeah. Trying to bait something here in this lane, but Hellraisers
Dire's middle tower
not really
is
falling
under
for it.
attack.
Or are they? They're still hanging around themselves. It's so odd to see. Such patience here, Ryujin. Inside the trees for so long. Milan flying around though. This is the advantage that you have. This vision game on the back of the Night Stalker. They are not forced to play into that. And you only see Flensmeister on bottom. And they're gonna go on him instead, but not able to get the rage up due to silence. Back into the Static Storm. The Blink Rush there on the Night Stalker in the back. Prevent the follow. Flensmeister does have one more infest available into a creep that will not be in deny range. It will be able to stay in that for a little while. He's even search forward here to make sure that it meets the other creeps. Area can go for another Blink Crush, but no other heroes inside of V-Corp making their way in. Gonna have to go for some sort of BKB play, and I think will actually be cancelled by something. BKB TP will still be successful though, so it doesn't end up mattering. Probably for the best that Area didn't go in there. That able to blink away. And at the same time, the rest of their team working away at the top lane, tier 1 tower. It's back into nothing, and in fact it'll secure. Okay, maybe it won't. BKB coming through. Echo Slam's on me, just blinks in. They'll secure the kill as well as the tower, not being denied. Hellraisers not quite doing the math properly right there. Back on me and Ryujin. Go back in even. Fissure will connect, blink forward, follow control with the Earth. With the enchant totem, but get the avalanche toss combo off. A lot of damage being done in return. The crush, vacuum into the wall. Nice little extra stun. They all started to drop very, very low indeed. Winter's Curse, slowed him down a little bit. The rocket will fly over to J4, but Ryujin on the wrong side of that team fight. Couldn't get himself out of that TP, coming out of the backpack even. Wasn't there in time. And now Kaoli also being run down by Milan. It is nighttime. Does have the archer on top of him. Static Storm, maybe a little bit too much of a commitment, but now Era, he wants more. He wants to get that really quick kill. Make sure that Leicester can turn this around, and they do maintain the silence to prevent the crush. Flensmeister and Olmi still working together though. Get that extra kill, and 33 on the run with the Surge. J4. That's another glimpse to work with, so to prevent Olmi from coming in and cancelling this TP. And get in range from the Fissure, even if he had the mana for it. So that they were looking for J4 inside the trees. He's also able to weave his way on out of there. Very interesting series of events here. It's not something that you always see. Just a lot of back and forth and back.
Trust me,
And as a result, I don't really know who came out ahead there. I want to say E-Corp just because they've been able to continue maintaining this lead. At the same time, they're the ones who are also initiating that with pushing down the tower. So if everything went according to plan for them, then they would have been a little bit further ahead in terms of net worth. So, Gyrocopter dying there definitely hurt them quite a bit. That was with Hellraisers kind of being a little bit staggered with using their abilities and their ultimates. So just imagine if they are able to get that off in a proper sequence,
Radiant are scanning.
then Evil Corp should be dying to that without having any sort of recourse. But the BKB up and ready this early on the Gyrocopter, if he gets it off, then the entire plan just falls to pieces. Full 5-man smoke. Hope they should know about this. They have plenty of vision over on the other side of the map. They don't see any heroes, but Ryujin still walking into it. Pops the BKB though with his curse. Oh, bit of miscommunication here. Call down. That's completely wasted. Now the Static Storm. Dota has to walk out. Try not active. Can still go for Crush here. Lifesteal on side. Doesn't really want to pop out, but he has to. Echo Slam coming through though. We're just waiting for Old Me. They get 33. They also look for NT. Couple extra right clicks will do the trick. Does get the exorcism off. Plus his Bird Siphons. Still very much alive and kicking. And now even Lifesteal cannot deal with that. On me, follow-up control, preventing the exorcism from doing extra damage, but nice little 4-star forward from Milan, I believe. Yeah, making sure that that front still gets killed. Ryujin staying left with all of that, able to secure himself a double, regardless. So on me, will be right-click down, eventually, maybe. All of a sudden, the Jericho was last man standing, maybe not for too long. Buyback forced out, Milan going in for the extra couple of nukes, unable to secure the kill. Kaoli tipping to the tier 2. Come on, Milan, really? A little bit too deep, or is it the nuke is there? The heals from Kaoli, not enough, and now nothing to cancel TP. Yet another one of these very scrappy team fights where indeed a lot of people died on either side, but also an E-Corp here if you check the fight recap. Yeah, it's a 5-for-3 trade with a buyback on Kaoli. So close. If Death Prophet gets burst down a little bit earlier, the fight looks very different, but heads up play there as well from Milan, throwing out that 4-star, making sure that the Exorcism Spirits can still finish that kill on the Lifestealer. Can like heal up on some sort of creep in the meantime and come back in. That Hellraisers eking themselves out a tiny bit of network advantage. That being said though, the cores on E-Corp, they're still ahead despite all of this. Lifesteal still feels pretty damn strong, has the Yasha now. Running around into an AC, but still feel like they're very strong with this Blink Crush into burst, physical burst combo. And Milan is running into the Crush coming in. Hold Me also in the middle of that. I'll make absolutely sure they're gonna get that kill, 33. Try to run out, and Winter Scroll is also available if they want to slow him down. But the plan was hatched to go for the Roche Pit instead, and really want to have the red potential of the Winter Scrolls available to secure that. Very quick erosion indeed, with also minus armor that they have to work with. Even that Medallion of Courage over on the Slaughter, who's now building a BKB of his own. One with the 4 stuff also has that queued up, and well, we saw that AC on Lifestealer. Completely looking to counter out Hellraiser's strengths. Trying to hammer home this timing with these BKBs. Regions starting to get a little bit lower. Still 8 seconds, so very respectable indeed. And going for Sanj? Just casually, or so odd. Fence just with the casual Yasha and Ryujin with the casual Sanj. Not really work in the way, like you can't combine the forces and make a Sanj and Yasha between yourselves. Oh well. That's what the butterfly queued up afterwards. Very effective item for Gyrocopter. Again, Infest. Rocket will fly over on the Milan. It is nighttime though. Things are a little bit harder just because of vision, but they're still gonna find the Blink Crush and force them again from Milan, but this time the vision is there to prevent J4 from walking further than that. Well, free kill, very important one as well. Hellraisers. Without these BKBs on every one of these cores, they still rely and can rely on that Static Storm. Try and help win them a team fight, but E-Corp still not feeling too confident going into that because there's this combination Darkseer, perhaps finding good vacuum of 2 or 3 heroes, and Tiny just walking in. Go for the Shadow Blade now, has that AC finished. That's also one of the reasons why Flensmeister opted to go for that rather than turn that Yasha into something. Trying to counter out the Tiny's AC with one of his own. Bob. Playing very safely here. They don't want to throw back the bit of momentum that they just gained by giving up some fringe kills here and there against the burst that Hellraisers have. Hence, doesn't see Milan at all. Idea of Hellraisers actually is sitting here next to the creep wave. Sees so little here with the Night Stalker almost going. He still shows himself. Now the smoke up comes through, instantly infested. Not exactly scouted out. E33.
Radiant are scanning.
What's normal eye time?
Dire's courier has been
Can they
killed.
find a jump onto somebody other than Tiny? They can indeed. Looking to try and bring... Oh, they? Never mind, they refocus on the Palantimos. Has only initiated up on him at the same time. Ryujin comes through with a call down on a couple of heroes. NT though, there's the Echo Slam. Can they burst down that problem though? Spirit Siphon's going with the Exorcism doing a ridiculous amount of damage. Vacuum into the wall, into the Sag Storm. Evil Corp are just falling to pieces here with the indecisiveness, not being able to burst anybody down. And even though Ryujin coming back, he just comes back to a world of hurt. The only one living is Flensmeister. Goes for the rage TP out.
Dire's middle tower.
Absolute disaster though. Both catapults are even still alive. Just like that. Hellraisers. And not just have momentum, they have complete control of this game. Glyph will delay this push a little bit. But with the AC, with the Tiny, you can pick up another tree in 5 seconds. By that time, they'll already have bursted through the tier 3 tower. Even if they buy back, they don't have Echo Slam. Slaughter alone will not really be able to do too much.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's middle
Huge display there.
Dire's top tower is under
Not
attack.
deciding on a single target.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
I like the idea from Slaughter initially, just blinking past the Tiny, looking for anything else, because he's pretty damn tanky at this point. But then Earthshaker going on Palantimos at the same time. And then shifted their focus, and it's not really what they needed. Without these BKBs available for the heroes. Especially here the Slaughter, it's lost a team fight very, very hard, and lost 2.5 sets of racks on the back of that too. Hellraisers, it's just a matter for them now to just not die themselves, get the next sort of items that they're very close to. BKB on Tiny. Make it very hard for E-Corp then to play into him because, well, they have some physical damage. It's still gonna take them a while to eat through him here because of that AC. So, and they can't rely on the magic damage to just make up the difference, right? If he has that BKB completed in his inventory. NT might have started to pay off here. Here's Blink Dagger for mobility. Got all Spirit Siphons off in that last fight. They weren't able to bring him down. If they did, that Exorcism didn't do as much as it did, then maybe that looks different as well.
Dire are scanning.
That's here. Soul Crystal Zone, guarding Greaves. Looking for the Crimson Guard as well. Getting all the answers at once, so Nicole forced to do something here to find the Crush and the quick kill on the Disruptor. One more here, might not be the best idea area.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
These
attack.
walls, one step through it, and he won. Right. That is something. They can't get anything else off of that. They have to retreat, they have to defend. A4 realizes it too. They're still in a very good position indeed on the side of Hellraisers. Oh, nice deal. Do have the Monkey King bars, all of these Solar Crests and everybody. Not really concerning you all that much, apart from the obvious armor advantage that it still gives you. But still, without a Magnus or anything, or without a Battle Fury, or Maelstrom even, you're still a single target hero, and this point, it's not just that you have to deal with the Tiny. You also have to deal with the Death Prophet. This point of the game, the Exorcism is still... You saw how much damage it can actually do.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Okay. He gets the courier, but he'll pay with his life for it. Not sure that was worth it, honestly, because... Oh, Hellraisers. Guess I know that Roshan respawning wasn't the potential anyway. And I'm dropping frames again. And alright. Could be stabilizing.
Radiant's courier.
Link rush, this time on the Palatinos, area's all alone. Radiant's courier dies in return as well. Well, courier for courier gets across the map. Evil Corporation does give up a hero for it. Roshan may respawn in 20 seconds. If it's a very quick one, it might actually very well be in favor of them. This is why Hellraisers, like, while this play wasn't really worth it. Night Stalker dying just before Roshan may respawn. Because this is what this game is about. If Hellraisers can secure Aegis, then they should be able to win the game off of that. If E-Corp can take it, well, maybe they can equalize it, get the momentum going in their favor instead again. Right now, though, bit of movement here. There is Dire Vision up on this high ground. Yeah, they do see it with the Night Stalker. Roshan actually a very long respawn. Not ideal for Evil Corp. Spending a lot of time just sitting around there. Meanwhile, Hellraisers. So a tier 1 and a tier 2 to take in bottom lane, and what they're focusing on right now.
Dire's bottom tower.
They feel confident enough that even if Roshan was back up already, then they'd be able to take a team fight into Aegis and Cheese. I'd rather have these objectives.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
As it stands though, with Aegis not respawning anytime soon, Evil Corporation actually wasting a lot of time. They're not farming very efficiently, they're not getting any more objectives. Exorcism committed from NT, they're gonna have to respond to his bottom lane push. If they lose the set of racks, then it's almost all over regardless of Aegis and Cheese. In the front lines, the Palatinos backing away, forced off forward. Still very hard to actually burst through. BKB, Blink Crush, they really want to bring lifesteal as well. Palatinos though, well, they're pretty damn strong. Does not get caught here by this Winter's Curse. Will be able to walk away. Meanwhile, NT, Exorcism build having a lot of seconds left here. Vacuum back a few people into it. Kaoli will fall to the Spirit Side for nothing else. Area able to somehow survive that. There's the walk away only with nice little Echo Stun though. 3 targets, region in the middle of that. Trying to burst through NT. They'll be able to. Milan, next on the list. BKB and Omni as well. Fish up on the high ground region. Couple right clicks. They still have the vision with the corrosive haze. Blink forward. Eventually should be able to run him down. That is Ryujin. He was the one with the triple kill. Ultimately, Hellraisers maybe biting off a little bit more than they can actually chew.
What surge is this?
Suddenly, the big Blink Echo and... Well... Definitely a bold play at the best of times without that Aegis, without that cheese. Result, E-Corp. With that timing, they will be able to claim that for themselves. Unless Hellraisers fight back here at the same time, they not have the static storm for another 20 seconds, no exorcism for another 10, alright, so they could buy back the Death Prophet. Maybe try and contest this, but well, they would have had to make that decision a lot earlier. Aegis now onto Ryujin. They're proving to be quite a nuisance here. Huge damage dealer in these fights with the Butterfly. Getting up these flak cannon shots as well. It's up to 9 on that. Oh no, he didn't actually go for the flak cannon attacks. For a rocket barrage damage instead. So that's interesting. Really more of an early game focused build, so not sure if he's regretting that right now. Getting closer to roaming of the charges though, and it's also extremely disruptive and useful in these kind of fights. Let's not forget about him. I mean, sure, he's single target, but he's hitting pretty heavily single target. Still hasn't really finished up that AC just yet, so no further progression from when we last looked at him, but it's getting close. Obviously you also want to hold on to buyback at this point. One of the most used in the last fights also. That's part of the reason why EC did so well with Kaoli. Pulling the trigger on that one. This is always going to be an issue for Hellraisers, right? What about this Winter's Curse? We need to try and dodge it out somehow. And take it through Chin. No one's building Lincoln Spheres or anything, so it's just a matter of trying to burst down Kaoli before he can get it off, or spacing out far enough that Tiny is away from the rest of the team. Because he's the only real physical damage dealer at this point that will be affected by it. I guess Night Stalk is not doing the worst either. A lot of extra attack speed as well during nighttime. Now we're getting a similar situation. Hellraisers, they don't really care about not having Aegis. Little delay things, but at the very least, they're forcing E-Corp back. They lost the tier 2 top region and LK. Milan. Initiation here from Flensmeister, going Ritual, delay, step a little bit per region with Big Enemy in front. It's a lose that hero and NT. That was never really going to work, was it? The rest of the team not following up. Hellraisers, well, Rocket will track it down eventually. That will be another hero death. Really insignificant damage done to the tier 3 tower as well. Right now he's creating space with another surge, trying to run away.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Surely he dies here, yeah. Bash with the right click, explains by some killing spree. Right, so they brought Evil Corporation back. Who actually lost the tier 4 tower as well, so middle lane. That was also doing work. Top lane doesn't really matter, it's only range tracks. Again, one more time, Hellraisers is committing in, but then not making the call to back off. Just losing Milan there, alright, you can justify that, but NT being this far forward after they knew that these... What the hell was that? What? Okay, Gyrocopter illusion tracking him down inside the fountain? How's that a thing? Well, anyway, speaking of Gyrocopter, the real one, together with Lensspicer, working away, add some racks of their own. That's also yet another secondary effect of that, considering also the Palatinos. You finish up top range racks. Again, that's not really worth it. Having issues trying to find justification for these movements for Hellraisers. Technically, yeah, sure, they trade racks for racks, but being as far as ahead as they should be, they didn't go for these kind of trades. It's these kind of even trades always have to favor Ecorp. Top range racks doesn't really change the game at all. Whereas bottom melee, considering that they also still have that Rex there. If Hellraisers were to focus on other lanes, then that'll continually push towards the Radiant side, so a lot of pressure off Eco back. On the flip side, knowing that having these other two Rexes in the other lanes completed already, Hellraisers have no real reason to go for any other lanes. Push it out to the river. And worst comes to worst, then take care of bottom. But at this point I think they should have learned the lesson and not go for that until they can secure themselves an Aegis and cheese. And Refresher Shard will be coming up next, but Ryujin, well, he has other plans. Right now with his Aegis, there's still 5 seconds left on it. Not the best timing. But he does have the big gun, the Rapier, available. Could potentially turn the tides, yeah, one way or the other. Like, if he gets bursted down, he's out of position even slightly. Like, BKB is his only real defensive item at this point. Butterfly has been counted out by the MKB for Tiny. He needs to try and protect him with all of this lockdown that they have. Then he can do the damage, right? Under the avalanche up front. Couple of right clicks here. Palatinos still has quite a few health points to chew through. So far, so good. Area in the back brings some Flensmice and a burst down. Disrupt there. It's a good start. NT next on the list. Look at this physical. damage output. The right clicks are gonna be enough. But now the turnaround here, they're sitting on top of the walls, trying to turn this around. Paladino's controlled up by Kaoli, but now forced to throw out the defensive cold embraces and trying to just go from target to target. And able to isolate him from the rest of his team. The rest of Hellraisers is unwilling to really come in and commit. Try and get this kill onto the Gyrocopter. As a result, he'll secure himself the triple. 4-for-1 trade in the end. If they lose this, oh man. Gonna be in them. I don't think they gave up a couple of kills. I don't think they needed to. They're not respecting E-Corp's strength here on this high ground defense. Certainly not now. That's certainly there now, as they just showed. Gudjon stays alive, wants to get the corrosive haze onto a target, even if tiny. Especially in T, like Death Prophet, it's not having nearly as much of an impact at this phase in the game. This disrupt, I mean, even if you survive them, I'm not sure if the stack storm really does too much for the BKBs available on most of V-Corp's heroes. Only, well, we want to even take the chance. Force stuffing forward, another force of human Milan once again trying to help, but the Echo Slam catches both of them. And J4 still alive with the Ghost Scepter. But for a little bit longer, Olmi will be able to find a kill. Lensmeister just walking out on a inside of a range creep. Even Urshaki being healed up as Kaoli and Ryujin coming through. They already claimed it's Melerex in mid. Now Milan outside of the space. He will die. They're looking to claim the third melee. And there's absolutely nothing that Hellraisers can do about that until maybe just now. It's going to be all in Palantimos and 33. He doesn't have a blink dagger. Neither of them does. This would be very useful right now. Blink vacuum wall on everybody of them. But instead, the Winter's Curse will connect. Follow up with a crush from area. Now, all the right clicks in the world. We'll bring down NT one more time. Eventually here, pops the BKB, trying to walk away. And Fission actually work against Region. Has to walk all the way around. That's the BKB from Palantimos. They lost only. But Hellraisers lost so much more. Look at the base. It's empty. No more racks available. And just like that, E-Corp, they're the ones with the mega creeps. How's this even possible?
A swift current. A soldier's fortune.
Not going to be happy about that. Not in the slightest.
Where's my pension?
That rapier. It's not often that you see it working out, but even back in the day when Gyrocopter was last popular, it was a very... it was one of these items where you could say, yeah, it's viable. Not even necessarily as a last resort, but in a semi-normal item progression. Like, you still lacking the satanic that you'd normally think about in this circumstance as well. Make sure that you have that extra survivability, that extra life. And actually still some Morbid Mass. Might not even go for that. It could easily place Sergeant Yasha. You also still need the Boots of Travel. Not sure if buyback right now is thing we should need to save for, but now they're gonna take a fight outside the base. Palantimos working away up against Ryujin. Well, he just melts. The wall illusion trying to do what it can, but it doesn't get that extra plus damage, so doesn't have the same rapier power. Link forward, NT acting scary at the very least. Kaoli, well, forced to pop out that ultimate. Follow up with a crush. Can come back in here. Where's Ryujin? That is walking away as he's after he healed up in the fountain. Lost of Flensmeister and Static Storm walking into it, but straight back out again. The Echo Slam onto NT. They burst. Oh, 33. Sorry, they burst him down. Now onto NT. Double kill for Ryujin. Milan. He has to try and walk away. Palantimos. I can creep to this point, not even joining the rest of the team. The rocket reflected onto Ryujin, but GG well played is called. What the hell is happening? This was a game that Hellraisers had in their back, but then they went for these two pushes in a row. Without agents, without cheese, Evil Corp able to leverage all of this team fight. Burst them down to defend their bot racks, and then the rapier from Ryujin. Not Hellraisers